Hi, my name is Gavin, and I'm the Game Development Lead of League of Ancients. I'll be in charge of the overall aspect game design, which includes world building, creative direction, and also hero creation. Today, we're actually at Volca Studio doing something really exciting. I'm really looking forward to this one because we're working with some of the most talented voice actors, and we can finally hear our heroes come to life. The world of League of Ancients is really diverse. On one hand, you have your cute-looking little girl, Lori, and then you have your brute warrior, Leonfis, and also a strong, elegant-looking queen, Atalanta. I can't wait to see the outcome of our session today.
My, Grandma! What cute white ears you have! A real princess? You should worry about yourself!
Hi, my name is Momo and I'm 28 years old. I'm from Ipoh and I've been 8 to 9 years in voice artist industry. First of all, I doing Lori's voice and she is super duper cute and lolly. And to be exact, I'm actually quite similar to her since she's always bubbly and make fun of her friends. So, yeah.
Oh dear! We overdid it again! A real princess!
Awesome. Next.
I'm Erica, and I'm a voiceover artist. I started voiceover and voice acting actually at the same time as COVID started. I was doing like on-screen acting before, and then when COVID started, I couldn't do filming, so I tried voiceover and I started liking it, and then that's how I got into it. I voiced 3 characters in the video game. It's so there's Atalanta.
I'll hunt them down one by one.
She's like a warrior princess, like Xena, very strong and very, you know, want to protect her country and all that. And then there's Nightshade. Nightshade is like a shadow, like she just comes and go. Like very cool, very chill, you know. Nikomene. Yeah, she's like a cat turned person. Cat, not like a human, but she's very sultry, very sexy, and I love it. So, yeah.
Oh, Nightshade, you so dearly like a woman's dream. Don't touch me. Go away.
Hi, I'm Gerald. I'm one of the character writers behind LOA. I specialize in writing the voice lines for the characters. I have to create characters that have very interesting interactions between each other, and also try to tell their backstory through their dialogue.
Time for the killing! Hi, my name is Megat Zahrin. I'm voicing the characters of Leonfis, Tarlos, Cake the Toad, and the announcer for League of Ancients. As a voice actor, normally I do commercial and corporate videos, so this is kind of new and exciting to me. So I'm very excited to do a game. Really had fun with it.
Clobberum! Oh, look at you, all tall and mighty. Gah!
I got into it by, you could say by accident, because I joined Last Kope, the guys who make Upin and Ipin. So I was a scriptwriter, and then they needed someone to actually sing. So I started singing first for this theme song, and then I also started to voice act as well, as bad guys lah mostly.
In the name of King Axion, I sentence you to death!
Carlos is like how Gavin explained. He's kind of like Captain America, very righteous, so everything is by the book, very black and white, good. Everything just good. Bad is bad, good is good, nothing in between lah. So very straightforward kind of guy. Leonfis is basically a badass. He's basically a lion, and he has this very beastly, let's say, basically he's like Mufasa, who is like super scary lah. And for Cake, Cake is just a crazy scientist, and that guy is just unpredictable and just crazy. Love that guy.
Heck-a-doodle-doo! Oh,
Overall, I think today went great. We've got some amazing takes, and it was really interesting to see how each voice actor interpreted our colourful cast of characters. I'm really satisfied with the choice of voice actor, and I think the community will also appreciate their hard work. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at our voice recording session. Do stay tuned to our social media platform for more Dev Diaries in the future. This is Gavin signing off.
What is up, YouTube? How is everybody doing? My name is Silas Prime. I'm from Unix Gaming. How is everybody doing? What's up, chat? Finally, it's here. The AMA that everybody was waiting for, me personally as well. And we're going to talk about League of Ancients. And we have a special guest who will join us on this AMA. You can ask questions. We're going to ask him a lot of questions, geeking out about gaming and so on, especially about this particular genre. The MOBA genre, this huge fan. Please, everybody, welcome Boey, the LOA's strategic partnership lead. What's up, Boey?
What's up, Saleh? Nice to be here.
Man,
Hi, guys.
Finally,
Hi.
finally, man, we have this long time coming. You know, we pushed it somewhere because, of course, you guys are very, 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 right?
Yeah.
Has a lot to do, better say, right? Same as we are, and I'm finally really excited that you're part of this AMA, and that we can finally talk about the game that I'm really personally looking forward to. How is it going for you today? How was your day? How was your life? What's up?
We have been very busy, definitely. Busy building, right? So we know that it's the bear market at the moment, right? And there's no better time to build than bear market. Right.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think I've about three or four meetings as of today. Some with some exchanges, some partners. Right. It's 8 p.m. over here in Malaysia. I haven't had my dinner, but I'm really excited to talk to Saleh and the Unix community. Right. Looking forward.
Thank you, man. Thank you, really. Thank you so much. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. I will like bombard you with questions. Trust me. I'm a MOBA player. Right, I'm more for the League of Legends. I know the world is right now split between Dota 2 and League of Legends, and when it comes to the mobile version, we have, of course, Mobile Legends and Arena of Valor, but soon to become as well League of Ancients, right? So let's jump immediately into it, and I'm really, really curious. So, how does the name and where is League of Ancients coming from? How it came to be?
All right, I think it's no surprise to all of the gamers, right? It is a merge of League of Legends and Defense of the Ancients. we are not shying away from it, right? It is very deliberate, in the sense that it is these players that we are trying to target, right? I grew up with Dota since Dota 1, I think about 15, almost 20 years ago, and
20, yeah.
League of Legends has a very similar history, right? It has been around for 10 over years. And Mobile Legends, although recent, but we know that there are so many players in the space because it's mobile, it's easily accessible, right? So we are a bunch of us mobile enthusiasts. We came together, right? Seeing that the play-to-earn industry has a huge potential, and we realized that there's a sweet spot between the GameFi industry and the traditional industry, right? In the sense that the Valve or Riot Games, right, they'll be hesitant to come over to the decentralized world, and for the NFT game developers, they are reluctant to come to the mobile genre because it's a game genre that is much more difficult to develop. It takes a very long time, right? So the competition is not as when we did our feasibility studies, there were not a lot of competitors in the market. That's why we picked this specific genre, right? And then I think the data shows based on our number of followers and also the amounts that we raised and our backers, right? So that there's a lot of people that are excited about this idea when we pitch to our early investors, right? Most of them can tell, they told us, right? We are huge Dota fans as well, LL fans as well. So it's pretty much a very easy sell to them, right? When they heard about MOBA. So I think that's the history of League of Legends.
Nice. Chat, don't worry, we are seeing your chat in there. We see all of your questions. We will have time for a lot of questions. We have also some of them prepared for myself. I did the homework, right? I see all of it, everything, guys. So don't worry. We will come to the nitty gritty. We will come to your tokenomics part, to the earning part, and everything. But for me personally, it's like the beginnings, right? So you now you told us how League of Legends, the name came to be, and everything started. Now the next question that I have, and it came a lot of during also our streams on Twitch, also in our community. Will it be completely free to play?
All right, so this is a burning question, right? And since the inception of the game, inception of the idea, right, for League of Legends, we intended it to be free to play, definitely, because we feel like the freemium model, right, so free plus premium model, has proven to be a very successful model in a lot of mobile apps. The idea is you let the players experience some of the gameplay, right? If they like it, if you like the product, they will buy it. The idea of having a very huge upfront cost and then we promise you huge returns, right? I'm not going to name any names here, but we have seen that it may not be that sustainable, right? You cannot ask them to pay a huge upfront cost in return to earn more money, right? At the end, it's just like a pyramid, and one day, if there's not enough cash coming in, then cash going out, right? Then has not become sustainable. The whole idea of free to play is that if you like the game, you get to enjoy it, right? And we're going to introduce products or content, in-game content on inside the game itself, right? Behind a paywall, right? So you have to get our tokens, so that you can get to enjoy this good stuff, good NFT skins, right? Based on the animation, the cosmetics, right? And of course, last but not least, the earnings. So yes, to answer the question, it is free to play.
Okay, that brings a little bit leads me immediately to the next question, and I wrote it down, and I really need to read it out because it's a little bit extensive. So stay with me. Can League of Legends be played without being versed in Web 3.0? For example, if someone doesn't have a wallet or any desire to purchase NFTs, can they still play the game?
All right. So when we were discussing about this, the idea is whether to have a guest function, right? So guest meaning someone download the app and they are able to play it without creating an email or creating a MetaMask wallet. Ideally, we want them to create this. But however, after much deliberation, for the early stage, no, you will not be able to play the game without having an account, because we want during launch we want mass referrals. We need a lot of downloads, right? And we want a lot of wallets connected for the beginning, right? But eventually in the future, perhaps we'll introduce guest function when we have published on iOS App Store, right? So that is one of our main goal. Once you have that, we have access to the Apple users, right? That's a huge milestone for us, because we have heard from a lot of experience and our game partners, right? They say that it's very difficult. It's very difficult to reach you guys, right? All the Apple guys, right? Because App Store is really stringent, especially when it comes to crypto games, right? They have a lot of rules and regulations.
Hey, sorry, but to my defense, the only thing that I'm using from Apple is the phone, because the phone is freaking amazing. Everything else is, for me, it's Windows, man. Android. All the way, and but I'm happy. I'm really happy on your reply and everything. And I have a lot of more questions, but talking to you and seeing the trailer that we had like at the beginning, it's the first time I see Web 3.0, or we can say an NFT game, right? Releasing also footage from behind the scenes, like how things are going together, that people see actually what everything goes together to create a game. It is not only the visuals that you see there, right? And the sounds, they come from somewhere, and especially for characters, you have voiceover artists, right?
Yeah.
I see that you have 3, and I think you guys nailed it to find the right person for the right character.
Yeah.
Really, congratulations. I think that was spot on, and I'm really curious how Kek is played, man.
I like the guy, man. His name is Magat. I haven't met him personally, but from the energy he brings during the voice recordings to sessions, you can probably tell like there's a little bit of Kek in him. There's a little bit of Talos in him, right? So he's like this multi-dimensional individual. I can't wait to meet him one day, and see like him making tech impression is just. It's crazy, right? But credits to Gavin and the team for writing the lore behind the heroes and also finding the right voice talent to bring the character to life. So credits to Gavin. Yeah.
So look, when it comes to heroes and lores, I'm a huge fan. I remember League of Legends when it came out, and there was a companion app that you could download for your phone, and basically what it was just the backstory of each hero.
Wow.
And I read all of them, right?
Wow. Okay.
And then I love that, because it gives the characters more personality. When you play it, I immediately like, and my favorite was Shen. I'm a huge Shen fan from League of Legends.
League of Legends.
See what you did already with me,
right?
I'm a really huge fan, and then all of a sudden, okay, I'm a ninja, and I really got this mindset, and I start playing like a ninja, right? And I think this is also very, very a big part or a huge part where developers needs to put in, like create the atmosphere, create the story behind the character that people can know. Okay, it's not just a figure that you move from left to right. It has a soul, so to say.
Exactly.
When we are on the characters, can you tell also to everybody like how many currently, or what will be the first release? How many champions or heroes will be released?
All right. So for the initial public launch, we are planning to have 10 heroes. I think that's the basic minimum, right? We need for a decent game, right? You know that Dota has around, I think, 100 heroes. I'm not sure about LOL. It should be around.
It's 130 something right now, 150
champions, right? So the challenge of building a mobile game is with the introduction of each new hero, the whole dynamic of the interactions between them becomes very complicated, right? Especially the balancing part, right? So I believe when Dota was first launched back in Dota 1, I'm not sure what version was it, 4.1 version, right? I'm pretty sure they started off with a very small select pool, right? So this is, imagine, I know some of you may say there's very, very few, but imagine we're in the early days of Dota, when it's a beginning of something amazing, right? So we are beginning with 10. That's the minimum amount with no mirror matches. So you do not want to see two similar heroes in one team, right, for the public launch. But if we are thinking of doing an alpha launch a little bit earlier, right, because I think our community is really hungry for some content, right? The video that you saw, it took us a while to develop, but community, the investors being investors, they want to see more. So we are planning to maybe bring earlier the timeline, but no promises, yeah. So that's something that we have in mind, right? Maybe with a fewer heroes, mirror matches, and just you guys can enjoy it first, right? And then once the official launch, we will have 10 heroes. So that's the amount.
So you mentioned a lot of things, and I myself as a gamer, and I'm right now looking as a gamer, right? A roadmap of a project is very, very important, but each project faces different difficulties, boundaries, that blockers. Being in the market that currently it is quite a challenge for releasing a project and everything. So what do you think regarding your roadmap wise? How is it currently going on? Are you behind? Are you on schedule? What can you tell us about that?
Okay, in terms of roadmap, I think currently we are slightly behind in terms of our marketplace development. So we realized that although we promised that we're going to deliver our marketplace during Q2, but I think we are facing some unforeseen circumstances in terms of our yield farming contract, right? So that put us back behind, but it's a separate team, as compared to our creative and assets production. There's a different team working on it. That one is still on time. That's why we are doing very regular, we call it dev diary. So our game developers are still very actively posting updates. And Gavin, like the game director himself, he's doing live streaming, of like animation or splice arts pieces that the community can see, and he will just stream on our Discord, and so people will get to see like what's the progress like. I think we are slightly behind, but I wouldn't be too worried about it, right? Also, the launch date is really really key, right? In the bear market, I think it's very difficult to get traction.
Yes.
Whenever whatever you launch, right? Yeah. So that's
I'm still waiting. Hey, I'm still waiting. I want also to play a demo. The first version.
Yes.
I'm really
Correct.
really waiting, hyped for that guy. Again,
Yeah.
just to go back.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this as a from a perspective of a gamer right now. Man, I'm telling you, boy, I'm hyped. Okay, I'm really hyped.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
Get us the game, please, ASAP. I mean, just in shock. I really understand all the challenges, and guys, you really also everybody needs to understand what everything goes inside of creating a game. Just think about that way. You just saw right now only the voice actors, how much needs to be done. It needs to be cut. It needs to be added. You need to create the character. Find the proper personality that matches. It's so many different things, right?
Exactly.
And let me just take one game as an example. Cyberpunk. And why I'm going to take Cyberpunk as an example, because they're also pushed by investors, by community, by everything. I completely understand it. But they released an unfinished product. And they shot themselves in the foot with it.
I'm a customer. I'm a customer. No.
Dude, I refunded it.
You refunded it? Yeah.
I refunded it. Sorry. No. You had so many things. Over $500 million. Over 500 developers. And what was it? 12 years?
Yeah, it was really, really long.
You mess it up. It's like, dude. You don't understand. So that's why I really want to elaborate on everybody that you guys need to understand. It takes time to create a proper project. How the final outcome will be, we will see, right? Once the game goes launch, everybody will be able to play it on your phone. And that brings me to my next point. It will be a mobile game for the mobile phones only, or will there be also a PC version later on?
At the moment, it will be only mobile. We feel like it's one of the lowest hanging fruit, right? Looking at the success of Mobile Legends, Wild Rift, right? And so these two games, mobile we will gain a lot of market penetration in the Southeast Asian region, right? where there's a lot of people who do not have access to PCs. So mobile first. We may think of moving to PC in the future, but that is a much bigger project, right? I don't think in the crypto world, when you invest in an NFT project, you're gonna wait 5 years to see the fruits of your investment, right? So that's I think to me it's unfathomable at the moment, right? So I do echo your sentiment in terms of a lot of people in the community, they underappreciate the effort that is needed that goes into the game development, right? So you can see there's a lot of areas, right? So you have a creative side, you have the technical side, right? The project management side, right? And then cash flow and whatsoever, right?
But just let's elaborate to everybody, guys, how many projects in the past year was released? Did released and they're not anymore here?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
Yeah, correct. So the question is, are you here for the long term or the short term, right? So if you're here for the money, you will leave for the money, right? So these are the community that we are how to say, like, they are the one that making the most noise. But as builders ourselves, we just need to keep our heads down, just keep building. At the end of the day, when you do a big launch, when you get a good traction, results will show, right? And then hopefully then by then, haters gonna hate, right?
You know what? I'm gonna put you right now on the spot because of one thing. In front of everybody, you need to promise me right now, as soon as the playable version, I get it.
Of course. Okay, Saleh. Right, hand me over your wallet address, right? We'll definitely add you into our private access, right? Only you, yeah?
Thank you.
Not none for Karim.
Yeah, look. Okay, Karim, you can add him as well. It's okay. Karim,
Okay.
But don't give him kek, man. He's a bad Corki player, bro. And don't give him kek. Yeah, everything.
All right.
That brings me. So I mentioned some champions, and then we know there was. And let me just read it is 10 champions right now, right? At the beginning.
Yes, correct.
And there's 3 different game modes as far as I could find also. And we're talking classic match, ranked match, and the tournament. For now, that is also written on your white paper. So there was a lot of questions. Let's say I just want to play the classic match. I don't need any NFTs for it, right?
Yes, you don't need. Correct.
So do I get all the champions unlocked immediately, or do I, as like in League of Legends, for example, you need to farm blue essence? With that blue essence, you go to the shop, buy the champion, or will that work?
At the moment, for the first 10 heroes, we are going to do it all freely accessible. But in the future, we do plan to, encourage, like put it behind. You need to put in some effort, if to get it, right? Put it behind. I call it a paywall, or I don't know, like an effort wall, right? So you need to level up, grind a little bit before you get access to them, because these are, at the end of the day, these are our products, right? The heroes. So it takes a very long time to build it, right? And they are also our potential revenue generator, right? If everything is free, you get to earn for free. What's the burning mechanism here, right? So we've realized that heroes, we may introduce renting. So if you want to try out for a week or a month, right, and you can burn some tokens, and in return you get to have access to the heroes. So these are some of the ideas we have in mind, right? I feel like they are excellent use cases for token burning. Yeah.
Okay. So no, I was reading right now also the white paper constantly. I don't know for how many times, and then because classic match and ranked match, just for everybody out there, can you explain the difference between the classic and the ranked match?
All right. So the whole idea of classic match, it's just like a casual mode, right? So there's no I need to think. There's very little to no tokens that we are giving out over there, right? So the free to play players, right? If you want to, perhaps complete some very basic quests like win 5 games, you can do it over there. But as comparison, the rank match is for those who are very competitive, right? Where they will buy the most expensive skins to give them just a little bit more edge, to win games at the highest rank, right? This is where the best of the best of the players, they get to fight it out over there, right? Where there's a lot of rewards to be earned, right? Leaderboard earnings, we are going to award tokens to the top 1,000 players, for example, with a huge prize pool at the end of the season. So that is I think the primary difference between our classic. One is more casual, where they get to play and test out the game, and perhaps complete a few daily quests, right? On the other hand, right, rank match, which is, we hope that a lot of people will go and fight for it, right? So a healthy competitive scene is good for the game economy, right? So that's why we're trying to attract.
In League of Legends, I only play ranked, man. So I don't play actually classic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. So what are the benefits of holding then an NFT? What does an NFT get me by playing the game?
All right. So our NFT utilities, number one is, I think this is from everyone's point of view, they definitely think about this, is the earning potential, right? So with a rarer skin, you will get higher hash power and with this, based on so relates to your matchmaking rating, right? That will increase your earning cap by we do not have the numbers published yet. We are still very careful about it, right? We will increase your earning cap based on your daily playing activities, right? So for example, if I have a genetic skin, right, and I'm let's say the highest of the highest rank, right, and every day I play, I'll definitely be able to earn a lot more than someone with, let's say, a basic skin, right? So this is number one, but there has to be more intrinsic value to NFT skins, right? So we also there will be before the game launch, there will also be staking. So you can actually get to stake your NFTs for tokens, right? Because there's nothing much to do, right? We thought about mini games before, but we feel like just perhaps NFT staking for the time being, just to buy, it's like a cushion, to give us a bit of runway towards the game launch, right? And last but not least, this is probably, we hope that this will give the most value to the users, which is it will give a little bit of stat boost, right?
Stat boost. Okay, well, go. Be careful, okay?
Okay.
Don't, please. And I'm just saying, please don't make it pay to win, meaning I get like unlimited power kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm okay with a little bit stat boost. I'm okay with that. Just don't get me wrong.
Yes. Yeah, so I think we have I've talked to this about to quite a lot of the industry leaders, especially esports organizations, right? And
Yes.
when they asked us for the NFT utilities, and we told them stat boost. They said, yeah, like from Mobile Legends, the what they call it, emblems, right? They were a little bit, it gives you a little bit of edge, but it's not enough to win the game outright for you, right? So it is our job to find the sweet spot, where
Sweet spot. Yes.
it's good enough incentive for the competitive guys to really go and grind it, right? They will spend a lot of token, just slightly better, right? But at the same time, it will not put off those casual players like, wow, this guy spends that 20,000 USD and then he just win every single game, like 99% win rate, right? That would be no fun for everyone. So we will do continuous balance updates, and patches, things like that, to make sure the majority of our users are happy.
Okay, I have more questions, bro. No,
Right.
only gaming. We'll still come to the economics and everything, right? First of all, what is the difference between Luminous and Dark Souls?
So in short, the good guy and the bad guy. Right, I'm not the guy who wrote the law, so I can't really comment much about it. We actually hired a writer, to write the law behind it. I'm pretty sure he has given much thought, but unfortunately, I can't comment much of it. I only know that one is the good guy, one is the bad guy. So our hero design will be based around it. Some of the heroes will be naturally have more positive, like heroic values. And you need to have a villain, right, in every story. So someone fight.
Hey, I like the villains sometimes more than the heroes, to be honest.
I see. So maybe you're villain
sometimes. Sometimes. Okay. Sometimes.
Alright.
Not every time. So will there be items in the game like you have in League of Legends, right? You go back, you recall, you buy yourself, you spend in-game gold to buy items, upgrade them to.
Yeah, of course. So definitely, items is definitely it's a mechanic in the game which gives it one additional depth of layer, right? If it's only heroes and only skill, right? Every game is pretty much the same, right? But when you introduce items, based on the player's decision, sometimes they may choose a very weird item choice. Then the game dynamic suddenly becomes very much different, right? So we definitely have
break the game, and then you need to fix it. Then you need to balance it. Oh, we didn't think about that and stuff like that.
Exactly. So I hope the community appreciates the effort going into designing a game with well balanced numbers, right? You have the hero skill, the hero stats, the item stats, the items cost, and now we are adding a third, which is the NFT layer, right? So NFT layer introduce another layer of complexity, right? So there's so many variables in play here, right? It will.
But then this is also a different thing, Boey, because when you introduce a new champion, right?
Yes.
You need to think about these items as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if you nerf an item, sometimes you will not nerf only the item, you will nerf immediately for different champions.
Exactly, correct. So I think you can see, right, from LoL and Dota, in a year they maybe release one or two heroes, right, at that stage, right, because it's so complicated. For us, we are still early stage. We can probably release a lot more faster, but as you get more, right, it gets exponentially more complex, exponentially more difficult, right? So that's the idea here.
So there was one quick question. Let me just get some questions from the chat, right? Teacher Louis, if I don't want to play to earn money, play to earn the game, can I just play it and still have fun, without any, it's the classic mode, right? The classic match.
Yes, of course. So we are free to play, right? Having said that, we are free to play.
Yeah, we need to.
Yes, you can play the game. Maybe we will have a very basic package, for the free to play guys, right? So it's again going back to the freemium model, right? You get to experience the game, you like it, right? Hopefully, after you play about 20 hours, you are addicted to the game, and you see as you climb the ranks, you see that wow, these guys who have skins are so much cooler, the animation is so much cooler, right? I want those as well, right? So this is our end goal. We want you to want our skins, right? Then that naturally increases the floor price of all our skins, right? And if our game is successful enough, hopefully one day we'll be somewhere as near as screw it, I'm gonna say as near as BYAC, right? So that's the goal that we are envisioning, right? And looking at mobile, there's definitely a potential here. Looking at the price pool of TI, right? The international is 30 or 40 millions every single year, right? And why can't LOA be that? So dream big, right?
Yeah, and then we have a good question from Jezreel Gerozo. Question: considering the fact that there's a lot of top A MOBA games, have you ever considered the copyright issue, especially with hero likeness and game mechanics? So I think game mechanics, this is the thing, you cannot copyright game mechanics, right?
Yeah, so we did have a thorough look into this, right? We are aware that when Mobile Legends came up, there was a lawsuit between Tencent and Moontoon and Riot Games, right? But at the end, Mobile Legends won. And then afterwards, they were very blatant in terms of their design. Whenever LOA released something, Mobile Legends released something which is very similar, right? But having said that, our design are all proprietary, right? We are, if you guys are not familiar, we are powered by Ananta Rupa Studios. So all of these are designed in-house, right? So we own the IP and rights to this hero design.
Yeah.
So there's no concern in terms of it's very tough, you know. So when you see two heroes are very similar, right? So if there comes a case where we are big enough to attract the attention of let's say Riot Games, right, then we will cross that bridge when we reach there. But for the time being, you know, we did not take their source code, right? We may have referenced a little bit, but at the end of the day, we hired designers to go and build it, right? We can show you the work that's taken to reach there.
Good. Everybody, one more time. This is Boey, the strategic partnership lead for League of Ancients, man. Thank you for being here with us. There's a lot of more questions in the chat as well. We will get back to you guys. I still have myself a lot of more questions. Okay?
All right.
It's okay. Like, I will keep him here for 2 more hours. Don't worry, everybody. No, joking. So we said we went through it. For everybody out there, it will be a mobile game, and maybe in the future they're going to look into it to bring it to the PC, but it is a challenge by itself because it's much more complicated than just put it on the mobile, right? It will be free to play for everybody. You will have also a connected to NFT. They will add all the layers that you can imagine in League of Legends, right? And as well Dota and familiar games like Mobile Legends. They will add the NFT, right? The crypto layer on top of that. So, obvious question gamers are going to ask: why play League of Ancients in a world where Mobile Legends, League of Legends exist?
All right, wow, that's a tough question. All right, so first of all, I will have to convince you why GameFi or NFT games is the next big thing, right? So if you compare, I've been a Dota player for about half my life, right? So I'm very familiar, but I do not have, other than the bragging rights that I hold the highest rank in Dota, right? I do not have anything to show for it, right? Because the nature of the traditional game hierarchy is that Valve or the game developers own the whole game piece, right? And then they sell to you guys as a product, right? If you like the game, you purchase some in-game contents, you consume it, and that's the end of it, right? However, with like if you introduce a Web3 layer on top of it, right, then the whole dynamic changes. You see, as a player, as a consumer, right, you get to be a patron of the game, right? You get to invest and participate in the game ecosystem, and then get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? So let's say if in terms of LOA, right, in let's say I want to participate in the early stages of the game, right? Because I want to create content for the game, videos of the game, right? Because yeah, right. So I think that's what Unix is doing, right? So by doing that, I get to participate and remember the revenue distribution of our governance, of our community treasury, right? When whatever the company earns, 80% of it goes back to the community, right? This is the key difference. Is Riot Games going to do that? Is Valve going to do that? Right? They have a lot of stakeholders, key investors to report to, right? Big companies like those, it would be very difficult to convince investors that, hey, the 80% or 100% of revenue, they're going to give it back to the players, right? It's something that is very, they wouldn't be able to comprehend. And even if they do, it would take a while for them to move to this sort of model, right? So that's why for us, right, if you as players, right, if you want to participate in the economy, right, bring content, bring value to the ecosystem, either by content creation, organize tournaments, right, market the game for us, right? And if you do hold tokens, right, you will get to enjoy the revenue that is going to come on the later stage, right? So I think that's the main difference. And if you compare with Mobile Legends, right, let's say if you have 1 hour or 2 hours a day to play a game, right? Would you want to play Mobile Legends for 2 hours, or would you want to spend on LOA, right? We may not be as high as Mobile Legends, but you get to earn, let's say, $5 a day, right? Don't quote me on numbers, right? Let's say you earn a little bit, right? That's where we're trying to be, right? You get to earn a little bit on the early stage, right? So it may be a lot more in the future, I hope, right? So that's the key difference, right? Is you play to earn, right? And of course, on top of that, you get to enjoy all the NFT and token utility behind it, right? Which we are continuously building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my answer.
No, thank you for elaborating, like, and for this like extensive answer, and goes a long way. I have 2 more questions from my end, chat, and I promise you, then we'll go back and check all of your questions as well. So there is one. What Web 3.0, blockchain elements have you targeted into League of Legends that differentiate? My man, in English today is different. Let me put it like that. It is different, right?
Yeah.
From other MOBAs, and you elaborate that a little bit already, but also from other Web 3.0 games. So what is the difference there? Let me ask it again fluidly. Yeah, I promise.
All right, go ahead.
What Web 3.0 functions or the blockchain elements did you implement that will, elevate you in comparison to other MOBA games or even to other 3.0 games, Web 3.0 games?
Okay, so for to be honest, that is something that we have planned in the future, right? With the metaverse and everything. So NFT interoperability is something that we are thinking all the time, right? How do we have more utility for our skins currently, right? Other than outside of the LOA game, right? So we are constantly looking for partners, whether do they want to do a partnership where their NFTs can have some utility in our game, our NFT will have some utility in their game, right, or their project, right? So this is something that we are constantly looking towards, having more integration between projects, right? And together, right, you're gonna come into the metaverse, right, where these assets you can bring anywhere, right? Hopefully to all the projects around the world, right? And then you get to do something with it, right? So this is something is still pretty much far in the distance. Our focus at the moment is to just get the game out, and we promise a mobile game, just get it out first, right? And this at the moment it requires a lot of game design and a little bit of a Web3 layer around it. But in terms of I would say our unique selling point is more towards the genre, right? MOBA is something very difficult. A lot of Web3 game developers, they are hesitant to join because it's very difficult to build, right? And then a lot of traditional MOBA developers, right, they do not want to join because they're scared of Web3. So this is, I think, our competitive edge. Yeah.
Okay. This is quite interesting. And I will come back to the question after the next one, because when we initially announced our partnerships, we mentioned to our communities that our primary focus will be esports. Can you share a little bit about Esport Plans for League of Legends?
All right, so esports is something that it will take a while to build the ecosystem for esports. Number one, there are a few components that are crucial to have a very healthy esports ecosystem, right? So first of all, the game needs to be complex enough and fun, right? And spectator friendly, right? So if you compare card games versus action-packed games like us, right, I would say action-packed games, MOBA, will definitely have an edge over card games, right? Where it's turn-based. It may not be as fun to watch as MOBA game, right? So first of all, you need a lot of heroes. Let's say, I think for us, we are aiming, let's say 30 heroes before the competitive scene will be full and whole, right? Where people actually do want to compete, right? And other than that, we do have war chests that are dedicated to sponsor tournament organizers as prize pool, right? So they are if the money is there, right, it will attract players, it will attract spectators to come and watch, right? So this is something that we are looking towards too. I've also been receiving a lot of requests in terms of tournament organizations, right? Especially in the Southeast Asia region. They are coming to us constantly, like pitching to us, right? Why we should pick them to organize tournaments for us, right? And they are all experts in their domain. And we also seen the success of these tournaments that they have been holding, right? They got a lot of traction. They target the Web 2 gamers to pull in towards Web 3, right? Which is also our goal this is our focus for time being, right? The GameFi community is mostly very ROI focused, right? We want people who want to play the game, right? And this is this is our target audience, right? Which is who we are aiming for. So so that's basically it. The esports will take a while, before it will reach a mature stage.
I can't wait for the esports because once, especially, I remember the days of Justin TV, right? Justin.tv, like the early stages of Twitch, guys.
Yeah.
I remember where there was like 6 streamers, like literally. I remember these days, and Twitch boomed literally because of the esports team mostly. This is my opinion, as I can see, because I personally switched from traditional sports. I'm a huge basketball fan. Till this day, NBA, I'm a huge NBA fan, and I still watch it, don't get me wrong. But once League of Legends started their esports, right? The LEC right now and the LCS and so on, I completely switched. That was my weekend. I was watching every season, the Worlds, MSI, all of it, right? And in my opinion, this is also something that League of Legends can bring to the table. Bring to the table when it comes to Web 3.0. When it comes to the NFT game space, a game that is competitive, that you can play in esports. Right? And that's why MOBA is also really, really good genre, and I'm really happy that a game like that will exist very, very soon. And that brings me to my last question: when?
Esports, when? I can't promise any dates, but for my gut feel, my gut feel is in our roadmap, right? So I would say perhaps Q2 or Q3 next year, right?
And the game,
even if you do it early, right? Even if you do it early, it's not going to gain any traction because we need to generate the hype first, where people are excited, to play it casually. Wow, the game is so fun, like then they see the earning is good, and once we have achieved a threshold of daily active users or monthly active users, right? Then the next thing to look at is tournaments, right? The tournaments will bloom, right? Where the gaming guilds, right? They see that the game is really good, right? They will naturally take out of their own pocket, right, to go and invest. So to gain some content for their community or value add for the community, right? Then by then we'll see that we will probably ramp up a little bit by sponsoring these tournaments. So I feel Q2 next year. Yeah.
So esports Q2, Q3 next year, right?
Yes,
esports,
correct.
This is what you say.
Yes.
And the game itself this year.
Game itself, end of the year, latest early next year, January.
Latest early next year. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, to be able to of course know exactly, right? Make sure to join the Discord. There's a lot of announcements. Check out the socials. We'll of course post all of them in the description down below. The Twitter, the website, everything around it. Medium article.
Yep.
I think you have a really awesome white paper. I'm reading it like from time to time to see if there's any changes, if there's any updates.
Thank you. Yeah.
And there's one. Can we start with some questions from the chat, Boey?
Sure. You want me to
Do
pick?
you have some time? You do have some time?
Yeah, I do have some time. Ken.
Okay. Let's go back and forth. You can start, or if you want, I can start.
All right. I can pick one. So I saw how long is a game of LOA? Right.
Yeah.
I would say around 10 to 15 minutes. So it's not too long. Mobile games, you don't want to sit there for an hour to play one single round, right? That's impossible. Yeah. Let me take another question. Let me read. Will there be leaderboards to earn some rewards? Yeah, definitely. Right. We want to try to put it a little bit heavy on the leaderboard side, right? So that people will get competitive, right, and will play. Right? If you put it, let's say everyone gets to earn, right, it will be very little, and it will encourage a lot of farmers to come and play, right? So I just play, I grind every single day. I may not be incentivized to get good at the game, right, and then I just grind and then earn, right? So that's not something we want to encouraged.
Okay. There's also one from Jose Mariam. If I buy a hero skin in marketplace, it is secure. Will it be secured on the blockchain? Because they're referring immediately what happened with some hacks that happened with Axie Infinity and so on. So it's security, so to say.
So security is usually the breach, or the vulnerability is usually in the breach, right? So whenever you cross from a chain to another, right, and that's like there's a lot of what they call it, soft spot or vulnerability points, right, in the breach. But for us, our security contracts, our smart contracts are audited by Callisto and Certic, so there will be certificates that you can see, right, that they are audited by a third party organization. So rest assured, our NFTs at the moment, we do not have plans to involve third party and marketplaces, so it will all be done within our own ecosystem, right? So if you buy and sell, it will be safe. It will be audited, right? So if it doesn't pass audit, we will not release the listing function or the selling function, right?
You
so
heard it here, guys. There you go. Also, please fix VPN issues and bots. I think like bots, it should be part of the game as a mode. Like you have a custom mode, you create, add bots, and you can play custom mode alone to test some things. Yes, but not the other way around, right? So you want to say anything to that?
We are not worried about bots, because if they can manage to we incentivize winners, right, to win more tokens than the losers, right? At the moment, I think losers, they will only earn very minute amount of tokens, right? If you lose all your games, you probably have to play 200 games, to reach your daily cap, right? So the bots have to win in a rank match in the first place. And how many professional level bots that you have seen in MOBA?
None.
It's so difficult to do, right? OpenAI took them how they are one of the top researchers in the world, right? And it took them so long to build a team that can outsmart so many 99% of the players, right? So if OpenAI wants to build a bot in MOBA, in LOA, right? I'm happy, So so that's the idea. It's very tough.
I have one more question for you from the chat.
Yes.
Who is the CEO of LOA, and what can you tell us about that man?
All right, our project lead is Dwayne Ong, right? So he was the guy who did the private fundraising round 7 or 8 months ago, where I wasn't in the team yet, right? I was I think the third or fourth, the fifth or sixth guy in the team, right? So he was one of the early guys, together with advisor Jeff and also Kenneth. They are the ones who came up with the idea, right? They huddled in the room. That was the early days of LOA, where I think about 8 of us, the early guys, early adopters, who went to the house. We spent, I think, day and night, trying to get marketing materials up, answering Telegram questions. Those were the early days, and Dwayne was a key. I would say he's one of the key success factor in bringing the team together and achieving our first milestone, which is TGE, and also fundraising, right? So I think the early days was a lot of credit to Dwayne. He was from the property industry in the past, and he's also a cryptopreneur. And I think LOA is one of his latest babies, and I would say it's a resounding success. Looking at our social media size and also our token holders.
Okay. Then we have Kerp Lavaro. Aside from 5 versus 5, so basically the mode, right? Will it only be 5 versus 5? Will there be 3 versus 3, 1 versus 1, ARAM, like all random, all mid, something like that?
Currently, we are focused in getting 5 versus 5 out. 1 versus 1, 3 versus 3 is all this is. I would say it's like sub-casual kind of mode, right? Which I would be interested to play, but at the moment, that I would say is perhaps down the pipeline. We wouldn't focus too much of effort in building those in the time being, right? So our focus is to get a fully functioning and fun 5 versus 5 game, right? And keep increasing the hero pool, right? So I think with that will be the main goal, right? You will want to play a game with, let's say, 50 or 100 hero pool, right? That is a good game, right? It's so complex, so dynamic. Every game feels different, and you will keep returning for a game, right? I think 3 versus 3 is perhaps not as important, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yep.
No. I mean, there was a 3 versus 3 also, I think, in League of Legends, but they deprecated it, right? Because it was not popular at all. So
There, you get your answer.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why I think it was removed because it wasn't popular. People were not playing it. But there's a lot of question coming right now from the chat. Will there be an early access or will the game just be released?
Yes, there'll be early access. Early access we already promised to our alpha and beta skin holders, so they will be getting them. Yeah,
And
so
you promised at the beginning of the
Saleh,
game,
yeah, Saleh and
right?
Karim, yeah, my bros.
Thank you.
So. all right.
I put you on the spot. I'm sorry, man, but I needed to use this opportunity.
Very smart. Okay.
Also, can you explain also the chat? So how because the question is repeating. We have also new viewers, right? How can they earn tokens?
How can they earn tokens, right? So there are
what
a
is
lot
the
of
play
ways.
to earn? Yeah.
Exactly, right. So other than play to earn, you can, for the time being, you can stake. You know, our staking contract is up, right? So you can either stake in our liquidity pool or you stake LOA to get more LOA, right? So there's our staking function is up, right? If you are more of a moderator or you are heavily involved in community building, right? So we do have our ambassador program. You reach out to us if you have a wide reach, right? So these are some of the ways that you can earn the tokens for now, right? And in the future, right, when the play to earn pool is unlocked and our game is released, you can play the game, right, and earn your way up, right? Or if you want to join, if you are more competitive and you're an excellent player, you can join tournaments. You know, so these are some of the ways.
Amazing. So last question, and it came up a lot in the chat. When will the marketplace be released?
So this is something everyone. So we are now in our I think auditing phase. We have I think around 10. I think it was 10 or 12 smart contracts to be audited. Right. So note that audit is a huge cost for the team. Right. Every time we send a contract to audit, that will incur a one-time cost just to check. Right. And if it comes back and it fails, right, and then we have to go and fix it and send it again. Right. So internally, our team is working really hard to try and get it done the first time, just from the first go, it's audited, and then once it's done, then that's done and dusted. You know, so we are tentatively, I think latest by next month, our marketplace will be up. Yeah, so that's the timeline.
Latest by next month. So we're talking about July. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yes, July.
Guys, you heard it here first. I'm also, look, guys, I'm on the same road as everybody in the chat. I'm also really waiting for every feature for the roadmap itself. But on top of that, we need to look at it also from the other perspective, what everything goes inside to create a project, to release a proper project, right? With everything, the details, the voice acting, like the development, the music, the items, the balancing, so many different things you need to also take into consideration. Boey, thank you so much for being part here. Promise me, okay, you already promised me the access. Oh, I'm good with that. But that you're gonna be back. We're gonna have an additional, even not only one more, but multiple more AMAs where you come back as soon as there's new things happening inside of the game and everything. Promise?
Promise. Okay. Yeah, I think if there's a signature you want me to sign with my wallet, I think you'll probably do it.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send you the contract after this.
Okay.
Guys, that's it from today. Thank you so much, Boey, for being here, for replying the question, talking to me, talking about League of Legends, what it brings to the table, the features, the possibilities, the release dates. Approximately, we're not going to say immediately it will be released then, but approximately what will happen when. Next month, the marketplace, end of this year, latest beginning of next year, the game, and then Q3, Q4 next year, the esports scene. Right?
Yep.
There you got it. You hear it here first. Boy, thank you so much one more time for being here, and hope to see you back on this AMA very, very soon.
Yep.
You want to say something?
Thank you so much, Saleh. So
Boey, you still there? Oh, I think you dropped, guys. All good. Thank you so much for the chat. I heard you. We saw all the comments, the questions, and everything. And I really apologize if I could not ask all of them. But everybody in there, I saw Moo, I saw everybody like YouTube crazy and so on and so on and so on. We saw it, right? But we also would need to give people a chance to elaborate, to talk about the project. What are the current blockers? What's happening in their scene? The current market is also a situation that it's not beneficial for projects right now, but it's time for building. Let's give them time to build, and let's see what kind of end project or what the end product will be looking like. And then let's put a stamp on it or say no. At the end, thank you so much for being here, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you one more time, Boey, and we catch you in the next AMA. Don't forget Twitch live stream tomorrow. Peace.